Vale, pues nada, estamos con Slay de Princess y vamos a continuar con la aventura. Vale, venga, a darle caña. Hay que volver a iniciar el bucle. Capítulo 1, el héroe y la princesa.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Pues ya está, vamos para allá. Que ya sabemos cómo funciona esto, vaya, llevamos 6 capítulos a la espalda, o sea que venga, vamos para allá. ¿Qué opciones nos quedan por probar, por cierto? ¿Qué rutas nos faltan por ver? Importante el
You make
tema.
your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
¿Quién diría que un juego...
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty.
¿Quién diría que un juego con una premisa tan estúpida puede llegar a ser tan divertido, eh? O sea, me está encantando el juego, ya te digo, o sea, me está flipando. Me está maravillando. Me parece una maravilla de juego, vaya, de idea y de todo. Me parece una genialidad, ya te digo, de juego. Con una premisa súper estúpida, pero una genialidad, vaya. Entro aquí sin nada, vale.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
You must have the wrong address.
Great job. You've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. You were joking about coming to kill me, right? Do you think you could get me out of these chains? Okay. Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world? I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
Porque eres una guarra.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less. You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabinet.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion, if we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Okay.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
¿Hemos probado a matarla ya? Pregunto.
Or we could use it to free her.
¿Hemos probado a matarla?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
¿Hemos probado a matarla ya, verdad?
Fine.
Creo que sí, ¿no? Hay que probar a
Against
salvarla.
your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just
Quiero
let
probar
her
variantes
escape
de
into the
final.
world.
Quiero probar variantes de
As the
final,
princess
vaya.
approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Porque aparte del final que obtenemos, también hay variantes de cada final que obtenemos. ¿Sabes lo que te digo?
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Aparte del final que hemos obtenido cada vez, hay variantes.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
Quiero ver qué ocurre con la otra opción, vaya.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
La opción del final chica anime, por ejemplo. Quiero ver qué
Stop
ocurre.
trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resistirse bloqueada.
Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there? A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Perfecto, y ahora habrá variantes. La bruja, correcto, ahora habrá variantes, como te decía antes.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Pero pienso yo... me estoy acordando de que me han dicho que esta es la última ruta que toca hacer. Me refiero a que acabamos esta ruta y ya nos vamos del juego. Importante comentarlo.
A warning before you go any further.
O sea, en cuanto la acabemos, se acabó el
She will
juego.
lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Vamos para allá, venga. ¿Qué ocurre aquí dentro? ¿Será una bestia esta vez? Alguna mierda así, ¿no? Imagino.
The
Míralo.
interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite. Silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognize the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Chicos, las manos quietas. Es una princesa dominante furra. Por favor, las manos quietas. Las manos donde pueda verlas, ¿vale?
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it. suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Es también un buen punto ese, supongo.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Vale, vámonos. Venga, esa opción me gusta.
Yes, let's.
Me va a partir la boca, ¿verdad? La
She
señora.
creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
Es
She never
más,
breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
es más.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out. If you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
That's right, you're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
Ahora nos revienta, ya verás. Nos
You're not
atraviesa
even going to
enteros
wait until you're
con
through
el
that
puño.
door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. you're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done. Maybe you were, and maybe you weren't. But even more than I wanted my freedom, I really, really wanted to hurt you.
Perfecto.
You know as well as I that by our very natures, only one of us could make it up those stairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Es un PNG literalmente moviéndose, tío.
So she's as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. Look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
Él no contesta.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
¿Lo hemos completado en serio? La última... Pero no tienes oportunidad de contestar. Y nunca tendrás hora de irse, los recuerdos regresan. Llegó la hora de verdad del final. El último completado ya por fin, la última ruta.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a... Why is it here? Why now? But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. But if he thinks it's bad, I'm with him. Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. Fine. We're going.
Acercas al espejo. Reina el silencio cuando te avanzas. Han vuelto a irse. Los espejos siempre no sé qué. No es absolutamente nada. Qué guay, tío. Pero es imposible. No puede ser nada. Cierras la vista y la ves. Una figura débil envuelta en las sombras más allá del reflejo. Soy un cuervo. Yo sorprendo un poco más hasta que los espejos se convierten todos irregularmente rotos. Si eres el narrador, me preguntaba. O sea, que eres el narrador es el espejo, tú. El narrador es el puto espejo, tío.
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you fall, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone. Oh, did I? That means nothing in the grand scheme of things. This construct you're in contains every possible world at once. The fact that you managed to find one reality among trillions where I was delusional proves nothing.
Hay que matar al propio narrador.
Quiet. The god I made to rid the world of death.
Pues de hasta luego, narrador. Un besito. Eres un cuervo encima, el cabrón, ¿sabes?
I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me. She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
Vale, crack, ídolo, leyenda, de puta madre.
You were either going to have seen all this, or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you still have an opportunity to save the world. You can still slay her. When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave. I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that. Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it. burdenless, an eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear, no more howling chaos, just life. Forever. There's a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
Mentirle. Aún no he decidido lo que voy a hacer.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always find a way to know what you have to do.
Cuando el último fragmento del cristal se rompe, te ves a ti mismo con nueva claridad. El narrador tenía razón, eres el silencio eterno, un dios inmenso y creciente. Llega la hora de que despiertes. Todo eres tú. Y era la caballa una última vez. Cuando llegas al final de todo, no hay ningún espectáculo al final que contemplar. No hay absolutamente nada.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly. Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting man, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
¿Y ahora qué?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation? My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten me, then so be it. A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. Unmoved when you react, and both of us break the other. But breaking is only limited. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow? With you, the state for lecture is merely observation. You only want to help me. You can vainly struggle against me, or you can follow the rhythm of our movement and find our freedom. Picture the light, and a picture of the light, and a picture of the light. How deep must repetition still our movements, until even the air we breathe is still. Vast flames of listening, it's because words are meaningless. If it feels as though I lecture you from above, it's merely because you have refused to run after me and find where you belong. A boundless torrent of blades catching for boundless endings. You are a body. You are glory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, and alive, dead, alive, dead, all at once. You learn to put yourself away, and in your stillness you humble me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it was all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me. How beautiful. Think of it as a presence merely in illusion. Without me, you have no contrast, and without contrast, you have no shape. You are suspended in the gravity of an idea too great for you to hold. A tiny island caught between the depth of the old and the birth of the new. But you did not go quietly. You spat in the eye of that which proclaimed godhood, and through that defiance, you found us both together. Without me, there are no externalities to resist. And without you to resist me, there can be no externalities. It is struggle that carves meaning into consciousness.
Necesitar la perspectiva, venga. Cuando el enfrentamiento pierde intensidad, la princesa se retira temblorosa. Vale.
Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no satellite. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Señora, no quiero volver a verte ni en pintura. Por favor, vete ya de aquí. Gracias. No me das opción de decírselo, vaya, de que no quiero volver a verla ni en pintura, por favor. Que ha sido una tortura tenerla en la puta cara, por favor, ¿no puedo decirle eso? Pregunto, vaya, por curiosidad.
There is no something else. This, what we are, is everything.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone. It's good to be here. Seems like you've been doing all right on your own, but she's too many things at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get past all that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready? Let's go.
Ah, bueno, dibujo cutre, ¿sabes? Y todo.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
Vale.
Do you need me to describe things? That'd be nice. A little comfort in an almost unfamiliar place. Oh, you made it here too? We never really got to talk to her, did we? This one, I mean.
Por los viejos tiempos, hombre, no me importa mucho eso, la verdad. Pero
Yeah,
bueno,
of course.
háblame,
Interior
cuéntame.
of the cabin is, well, it's not really a cabin, is it? It's that terrifying blend of everything. Only it doesn't feel so terrifying anymore. It's still shaped like a cabin, it's just different in places. There's still walls, a door to the basement, a table, that knife. Windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really included the windows in his cabin descriptions, did he?
No, no lo hizo, de hecho.
I always thought they were implied. He never mentioned the mirror either, but that didn't mean he implied it was there. It's gone, though. I think it did whatever it needed to do. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Estemos nosotros
No blade
entrar,
it is.
venga.
I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far.
Vamos para allá,
If
venga.
that's what you think is best, then that's what you think is best. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Para allá quedamos.
Those winding stairs again. But now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice? Yeah, it was a real mess. Stopped being fun pretty quick.
It's okay. You can come down. The stairs won't bite. Not this time. We don't know what you want from us. But let's talk. All of us. Maybe we can help you find your way.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though. At least somebody here feels put together. And
Se
forward
viene
we go.
final.
We shouldn't keep her waiting.
Se viene final,
It
¿verdad?
was easy compared to last time. Just stairs. No weird fuzzy stuff or nonsense trying to pull us apart. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
So you didn't bring the knife. After all the lives we've lived together, and all the lives we haven't, we somehow found a way to move outside of the script. Are we missing a page?
A ver.
That's okay. No hard feelings. In a way, you helped us become a version of her. But we weren't very good at it. A conversation with us then probably wouldn't have been very insightful. That's probably why we were taken away. That's all we had to offer you. It was time to change again.
After all we did, she's just forgiving us. Just like that. You know, that means a lot.
Creo que no quiero ser un dios.
It is, for all of us. We've seen so many threads of stories told between us, but this moment is unexpected. Even when we've seen it all, you still managed to surprise us.
Hard agree. Seems overrated. Too much pressure.
But that's what you've always been, even now. You can't put aside such an important part of who you are, and neither can we. So,
You might as well embrace it. Yes, we think. We're kind of like a shadow. Out there, every part of us is blended together into one huge idea. A big wave of unyielding change crashing against the world. But in here, we're fractured. Small. Still a little more separate than we'd like to be. Our instincts still trying to pull us in different directions.
That's kind of like us, isn't it? Yeah, we really are the same.
We don't know. We've seen through so many eyes, but all of them have been hers. We like you as you are. We like us as we are. Maybe we would have liked her version of us too, turning the wheel of a cosmic cycle together. But that's not the choice you made, even though she did everything in her power to convince you. It took courage for you to make your way down here, away from the paths others would have had you walk. We find that courage beautiful.
But that's the worst part of us. That's me she's talking about. I think that's the point. There is no worst part of us.
It's so tempting to speak as she would, to simply state that we're all of them, but there were also something new. We don't know if you'll find that answer satisfying. Perhaps you'd rather hear that we're the first version of her that you've met, but that we've been shaped by the experiences of all of the others. Yes, that feels right to us.
It's her. It wouldn't make sense if she was anyone else.
We're just a stranger, but that doesn't mean we have to be distant from you. It just means that we'll always be able to find new things to discover in each other.
That's sweet. But it's also a little sad. I think it's only sad if we want it to be sad. Is it unfair if it's our fault?
Was it not? We found you at the end of all things, and you found us. Is that not fair? Would this moment be what it is without the pain that built to it? We know we must sound like her, but it's how we feel. Everything that happened to us seems so important now. We walked a long and winding path together, and we've cherished every second of it.
Besides, I don't think fairness has much to do with anything. He'd hate that. So you should do it. Even if he isn't here anymore, it's the spirit of the thing.
Leave? But what would happen if we left with you? Would we exist inside ourselves? Are you sure you want to find out if that's possible or what that would mean for you? Is that what you want?
Cogerle la mano. Quiero ser contigo, pero no me gustaba la idea de ser un dios. Quiero que salgamos de la puerta de esta cabaña.
After so many iterations, so many different versions of us clashing and coming together and clashing again, leaving with you feels like all we ever really wanted.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you. Yeah, I think we've done our job.
O sea que el final es un harem, básicamente. Me paso el juego y he conseguido un harem, básicamente. Conclusión, hazte a 20.
Thanks for making all the hard choices along the way.
Tú vas delante y la princesa te sigue de cerca. Juntos abandonáis el sótano por última vez. Mientras subías las escaleras, un silencio reconfortante llenó el espacio antes que rebosara violencia, palabras y pensamientos bulliciosos. Sin embargo, hay cierta energía en el silencio, una especie de electricidad, una expectación ante lo desconocido. En lo alto de la escalera, la princesa se detiene con los ojos clavados en la puerta de la cabaña. Notas los nervios que rodean a ella. Por primera vez en su larga y corta existencia duda de sí misma. Su larga y corta existencia, wow. Ya no tiene ningún papel que desempeñar y lo sabe. A continuación cruza la habitación en dirección a la puerta. Tú sigues decidido sus pasos.
We can feel the threads of all the stories we've told together, all pulling us back down the stairs and into those chains where we know the outcome of everything that could ever come to pass. It's comfortable there, but it's confining. We want more. We want whatever might be on the other side of this door. Something new that we'll experience together, with someone who exists outside of us. With someone who can see us in a way we can never see ourselves. And we love you too.
Final harem, tío. Bravo, salvo por el final que me ha parecido honestamente una puta mierda. Juegazo, vaya, la verdad. Me esperaba algo bueno, pero no algo tan bueno. Increíble, la verdad. Me ha encantado, me ha encantado. De 10. Uno de estos juegos indie que se verán con retrospectiva en 20 años y dirás, hostia, qué bueno era, tío, es que era bueno de verdad. Yo creo que es como un Undertale, pero infravalorado, vaya, sin ningún tipo de duda. No tiene nada que ver con Undertale, pero prefiero que está al nivel de Undertale. Juegazo, GOTY. Y no fue nominado, no sé, pero ganador de nada en 2023, ¿eh? No ganó una puta mierda. Increíble me parece. Pero bueno, con esto y un bizcocho ya está, fin de la serie, así que venga. Capítulo largo se ha quedado hoy, ¿eh? Fin de la serie, con esto y un bizcocho, un besito y ya está. Adiós.